Thanks for joining us on our next video for our 31-day Adventure Caravan guided tour. And if you haven't seen any of our videos before this, go check them out because I say this on all of them. We are doing a 31-day caravan and there is no way that we can put all of that in one video. So this is number 5. And we do have one more after this to wrap it up. Well, in case you're wondering where I am, I'm in Las Vegas at National Indoor RV. We're having some work done, and that's a whole other video to be coming. So for this video, day 21 through 25, we're going to show you all the things we did in Four Corners. We went to Monument Valley, had a tour there. A lot of Western films done out there, very cool. We also did a Horseshoe Bend rafting tour. That was beautiful. That was also a lot of fun. And we were in the Lake Powell area too. Beautiful lake, but it's low. So anyways, come and join us on this video. This is actually number 5. And we will have one more out after this. So let's go. We're leaving Mancos, Colorado and heading to Monument Valley, Utah. Because our wagon master is so organized, we received a reminder text the night before. We're not doing the actual whiteboard much anymore. Adventure 2, this is Adventure 5. We're getting ready to leave the park. And just like every travel day, we let our tail gunner know we're on our way.
Okay, 5. Y'all have a safe trip and we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks. Safe trip for you too. For this travel day, our log says we have a 161-mile drive. The log also says we have one en-route stop if we'd like, and that is Four Corners Monument. Believe it or not, that's on my bucket list. I know there's not much to see there, but we need to go just to experience it and to say we did it. And just like any other travel day, you're just never sure where you'll run into construction. I got 6 miles.
You're kidding. Oh my God. 6 miles of this.
Well, I don't know if it's all this, but still I'll turn off.
Yeah, when we looked at the satellite, I guess we just assumed that everything was going to be Shinko on this road. Shinko, Shinko. Don't know if I'm saying it right.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I think it's Polish. Shishko for Shinko.
Bump coming up, so
Yeah.
slow down.
My grandma, I think, used to say that. I think she did.
Wszystko w porządku. Wszystko w porządku.
I think Mark is correct, and everything is all right. We're on smoother roads now. And we have arrived at the Four Corners Monument. And this monument marks the point in the southwest where 4 states meet. It's the only point in the U.S. like this. The monument also marks the boundary between 2 semi-autonomous Native American governments. There's the Navajo Nation, which maintains the monument as a tourist attraction, and the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe Reservation. There is an admission fee, and just like all our other en-route stops, if we save our receipt and turn them in, Adventure Caravan will reimburse us.
Thank you.
And as you can see, there's plenty of room for big rigs. And because we all leave the RV park at different times spread out, some of our fellow caravanners are already leaving, which means more room to park. Good morning. It is day 21 on the caravan, and it's actually a travel day. We're heading over to Monument Valley, but first we need to make a stop.
Hey, are you catching us, honey?
I am. So here we are at Four Corners. This is actually on my bucket list, but believe it or not, I want to be in four states at one time. Let's see if we can do it. So I think it's kind of funny. You can actually see we're one of the late people leaving the park because everybody else was here already and on their way to Monument Valley.
I've waited a long time in my RV career to come to the Four Corners, where I've got Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. And I'm going to kneel down this is really hard. Oh,
Come on, Mark.
oh, I wish I had a Fifi. Oh, hey, all right. Ow. You got another one? Oh, excellent. All righty.
There he is.
And then I can switch states.
Which one? Oh, this is a great shot.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico.
You did it.
All right, I can tell you this. If you come to the Four Corners, remember, in our Amazon store, we sell these Fifis. Check it out.
And of course, that just wasn't enough, so we decided to try a game of Twister.
You know, a little pro tip for the different vendors that are here. They should be selling these.
Ooh, good point. And then, of course, you need to buy a t-shirt.
All right, my preferred color is black, but leave comments down. I think that when I have a logo here, I don't quite look as rotund. And I always have to have something on the back to improve my looks by leaving with something cool. Okay, but I would prefer
madness.
I would prefer the black, but I'm thinking this logo, there's so much to look at that you're looking down at the area that you shouldn't be looking at. And then when I leave, it's like, boy, am I glad he left, you know? So that's what it is. And I just convinced myself while we were filming this that I can't get this one as much as I prefer the black. You know, our grandson would understand this because a lot of times when he's playing with his toys, he says how complicated things are and that he needs to be alone. Well, I'm going to go in the bathroom here, and I just determined that it's in New Mexico. And then after that...
Right. Now that we're done in New Mexico,
yeah.
Let's head over to Arizona and get in the rig.
Yeah.
Ready?
Well, you know, I sanitized my hands in New Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
And now I'm getting into the rig in Arizona.
Oh my God. And on that note, we're walking.
I hope we don't get a copyright claim on that.
Oh, gee. It's about 11 a.m. and once again, as you can see, if you get to popular places early, you beat the crowd.
That was fun. That was fun. That's what RVing is all about. Doing nonsensical
Turn right
stuff
at the stop sign.
when you're 70 years old. And being able to get away with it. Ooh, I would have turned the wrong way. Is that the correct way?
Correct.
I shouldn't doubt.
You should stop talking because Carmen also said,
Oh, yeah?
right, so when we're in strategic move area,
Yeah.
that's when you gotta zip it.
Honey, I was talking to my audience.
Oh my gosh, no. Going the right way is much better.
Yeah.
Another fun experience was on Scenic Highway 163, where the majestic Monument Valley is the backdrop for Forrest Gump when he suddenly finished his ultra marathon of more than 15,000 miles. And it was around marker 13 where Forrest Gump decided to stop running. A little bit of trivia.
I hope this was the right way.
Yeah, it is. As we get closer to the park, Mark got a little nervous as the road seemed to narrow and go off into the canyon.
Getting a little worried. I was thinking this is going to be our backup, a half a mile story.
Adventure 1, this is Adventure 5. We're approaching the campground.
10-4-5, come on in.
And once again, we have arrived.
Howdy! Oh, it's a pull-through, number 16.
And once again, Adventure Caravan picked out a beautiful RV park. which is part of their secret sauce for this whole caravanning experience.
Oh yeah, we got a big avenue here, honey.
No. That's your name on it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to go all the way in.
Hey, wait till you drive one of these. You'll know you gotta do that.
I can't wait.
Once we were parked and set up, there's a museum nearby with a collection that commemorates the people and events in this area, including film director John Ford. There have been a lot of movies made in this area. A lot of westerns, you can see why. And this is the horizon that you see in most of them. This just looks like a postcard. Like it's a backdrop, painted. Could it be real? Could it be? We had a beautiful view of a sunset and a dining room. When we got back to the park, I climbed up the ladder on our rig. I just had to show how we're nestled in this canyon. Okay, I'm up and about early in the morning and taking a little walk before we take our tour. But I gotta show you this. This is what we're waking up to in Monument Valley. How's this for a campground?
This shows what a great husband I am. Take the garbage out. But I talked about my shirt, see if mission accomplished. You'll notice when you looked at the shirt, you immediately went to the logo. You did not concentrate on the slight work in progress I need on that part. But if I turned around and I was walking away, you go, that guy looks pretty freaking awesome.
That guy?
But let's go over here and check this out. This is a pro tip. We're on, I don't know, about day 24, something like that, of our RV caravan with the Adventure Caravan Company. Pro tip, we're going on a Jeep tour, unknown seat quality. I'm taking the Fifi along, which there's a theme to this. This is a very universal tool. We got our cameras. We got this beautiful morning. Turn around, Sue, and just do a whole lineup of all these RVs. We're in actually the Newmar row here.
Yeah, it seems like
The Newmar New Air just left. Was the leader of the pack. I don't know where they're going. But we're going to go load on our bus. Come on, let's get going.
Let me just correct Mark. We are on our day 22 of the caravan. And we're taking it's a tour, and it's on Jeeps that are, I think they said, seat 20 people. So we're going to go through Monument Valley and see some cool stuff there. There they are, waiting for me. I forgot one more thing, my wedding ring. All right, this would be a pro tip. We're in the bus that's or the Jeep that's in front, and we're in the front seat because we hear the dust can really be picked up. We brought masks to help us if it gets too dusty, but pro tip.
Right, and I brought an oxygen bottle in case I need it.
Once again, we had a great guide. He was entertaining, and he lives on the reservation, so he had a lot of information.
We'll be going into Monument Valley Tribal Park, owned by the Navajo Nation. The Navajo Nation is one of the biggest tribes in North America. There's about 300,000 Navajos registered with the Navajo Nation.
The Navajo Park and Recreation Bureau requires an $8 per person fee to drive within the valley. But because we're on the Jeep tour, it's included, so we can just drive right by.
You can see the horn in the head looking south on Sentinel Mesa right here on the left side. Big rhino. Right in front of us is the east and west man. They look like hands sticking out to the world. So if you put both hands up against it, it's good luck. So your left and right hand against the left and right man, it's good luck. So put both hands up.
All right, I've always had a problem in the rig where I tell Sue, like, you can't leave things on the floor because I fall over them. I'm a faller over guy. Now you look at the vastness of this place, and you look at down here, honey, you look at all of the sand and everything. And so what do I do after we're done taking selfies, I turn around like this and I walk and I fall over this rock.
You got a problem, Mark. You didn't fall, though. That's good. And at several of our stops, you could buy Navajo jewelry. So our next stop was John Ford's Point, named after the man who directed a lot of the Westerns in this area, and there were a lot of
You
them.
know how the Chan man always likes a challenge. So get your framing right. That guy over there, he's getting off the end now. I'm gonna go over there, okay?
No, you're not.
Okay, let's
No,
go.
you're not.
I'm not?
No.
All right, that's the only reason I'm not going to do it is because Sue doesn't
wife
want me
said
to.
no.
Otherwise, I would so be there.
So you can see why there are so many Westerns filmed out here in the day. This is some amazing. This is what I thought the West looked like all over the place, but really Monument Valley. We made several other stops, and on our way back to our RV park, our last stop was to see a Hogan. The Hogan is a sacred home for the Navajo people who practice traditional religion. Our guide explained some of their traditions and ceremonies.
You're physically, mentally healthy, and you'll be upon this earth here.
And then he gifted us with his beautiful song. Every family, even if they live most of the time in a newer home, have the traditional Hogan for ceremonies and to keep themselves in balance. We only stayed in Monument Valley for 2 nights. So, day 23 is a travel day, and we're driving 133 miles to Lake Powell. And as always, we check the trip log and see we're crossing into Arizona, so we need to set our clocks back 1 hour. All right, we're in Arizona, so I believe that would be a time change. There were no en-route stops this time, but it was a beautiful drive, ending near the Glen Canyon Dam.
Whoa. 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 I want to come back here and look. I want to come back and look, honey, because right now I'm just looking at 2 yellow lines.
Our RV park is inside the Glen Canyon National Recreational Area, and there is a fee, but all we had to do was show our National Park Senior Pass. And as we got near the park, we did our usual call-in, but instead of Tom being there to greet us, we were told to just pull in and park. Because of the time change, we were early and there were other RVs that haven't left yet. All right, another travel day. It's day 23 and we just arrived at Lake Powell. Can you see all that back there? So, with the time change, we got here a little bit before other people had to be out. So there's another caravan in here, so we're all kind of parked here, waiting for our sites to be vacant so we can move in. But another nice and easy drive to Lake Powell, and it was hard for Mark to actually keep his eyes on the road at one point. This area is beautiful. I've never been here before. It is absolutely outstanding. Oh, I should say, so this afternoon, we've got a time at 4 o'clock when we're actually going to go to Antelope Canyon. So we've got a tour for that. That's our second adventure for the day. So let's wait until we can get in there. We have plenty of time before we go to the Antelope Canyon, so we drove along Lake Powell and went to check out the bridge and the Glen Canyon Dam.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Like I always say, Pat, when every time you walk up and do something, you say, wow, you're doing the right thing. So my pro tip is, obviously, they used epoxy to epoxy that bridge to the side wall there, and it just shows you how good that works.
Oh my gosh.
Well, maybe it's Velcro, but really, Really a solid connection. Wow. Look at that. You notice, honey, they have a miniature golf deck there for the people that work there. During a lunch hour, they can play miniature golf, but it's kind of boring because all of the holes are a fixed dimension apart there. Yeah.
It would be boring. Look at that. You get a much better view.
Boy, you see how the scale is when you look down there, honey, and you look at that walkway coming out. See it way down there? The little door. And
We crossed to the other side of the bridge and got a great view of the canyon. Tomorrow we'll be taking a raft tour, and I believe these are the boats we'll be on. On our way back to the park, we stopped at one of the viewpoints of Lake Powell. What a beautiful lake, which is actually an artificial reservoir of the Colorado River, and it's a major vacation destination. But the water level has been declining for years, and if it gets too low, this lake, being one of the nation's largest reservoirs, could be at risk of no longer generating hydropower for the region. Good morning. It's 6:10 in the morning on day 24. And we had kind of a disappointment yesterday. We were supposed to go to Antelope Canyon, and it ended up raining, and they were putting out flash flood warnings. So that was canceled. Totally broke my heart. And today we're actually going bright and early on a river cruise. They call it a float. It's on a raft, and we're going down the river around the Horseshoe Bend. That should be beautiful. But the bonus is when Tom and Pat went to talk to them yesterday about our cancellation with Antelope Canyon, they actually rescheduled us for today later on. So we're up bright and early, 6:10. We'll have a beautiful cruise, hopefully. As you can see, the clouds are pretty dark, and it was just pouring a minute ago. So we'll see if the rain holds off and we can actually do this. And it will be sunny later, so we will be doing the Antelope Canyon later today. All right, people are waking up. Let's go. It's raining out, and there's evidence. Waterfall in the canyon.
hey, here is our orientation.
Right.
We'll learn
Right.
about flash floods,
Yeah.
floating, and everything else.
We also learned a little bit about the bridge and the dam. After the orientation, we hopped on a bus, and then we had to drive through a tunnel for 2 miles down to the Colorado River.
Wow, there it is. Holy cats. Woo. Wow.
So we're giving hard hats we wear before we get onto the raft. Wow, look at that. You look hot.
Look at I'm wiping the railing down for the crowd and back.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
You want a little grippy pad?
Yeah, I know, thanks.
Wow, it's pretty cool already. Look at that waterfall.
So they give you a free t-shirt if you water ski.
Oh, God. Gotta jump down. Wow.
Oh,
I know you like it.
I was kind of liking
I
it.
know you were. It looks like rain, and they said we could get
Right,
splashed.
so I thought I was overdressed here, but look
Did
at
you hear what she
this.
said?
This is awesome.
Nice and careful down those stairs.
Wow.
Taken off already. I think this is a good time for a selfie. And once again, I think we've been really lucky on the guides we've
I've lived in
had.
this area since I was about 3. Grew up in Flagstaff. Lee's Ferry, which is the very last 15 miles of the Glen Canyon. Once we get to Lee's Ferry, it turns into the Grand Canyon. We'll hit an area where all these canyons hit. We'll have Paria, Glen, and Grand Canyon. That's where they all met. But that's why they put the ferry there. All these canyons meet. You can go in a lot of different directions when you cross the river.
You can see right here where we actually got onto the boat and the metal catwalk that we had to walk down right after we got off of the trail. I don't know what it is about echoes, but you just gotta try them out. These are actually the holes that follow the tunnel that we took all the way down. And if it wouldn't have been for the fact that it rained last night, we would not have seen this waterfall.
Might get a little splash from this waterfall. Black markings on it. That's called a desert varnish. And so that's just a chemical reaction. There's a manganese in the soil, there's iron in the rock. Every time it rains, it runs down and it creates this reaction and it creates this hard varnish. It's called desert varnish. These guys are smart. They camp away from the beach. You'll see some people camping close to the beach, and they'll wake up or they'll have water in their tent in the afternoon. So,
It's a lady on a swing
Yeah.
or a lady on a wheelchair.
Who the heck figured that out?
right here is the beach where we're gonna get off. Stay on the trails. There's 4 restrooms. The hike to the petroglyphs is about 1/8 of a mile. So bump coming up.
Well, we're deserted on this island in the canyon, and I don't know how long we're going to be able to last because we didn't bring any water.
Hold one bottle.
But at least we have our phones.
I think you'll be okay. You've got restrooms up here.
Yeah.
This is nice. So halfway through, they do let us off, and they have 4 restrooms up here. Beautiful. Look at that sky. Wow. So now that we took care of some business, we're gonna head down a trail, and it's a little wet, so you gotta watch yourself. See what we can find.
So we are in the wilderness of the canyon, honey. I hope we get through this, but I can use some of my sharp wilderness skills. Are you hungry? Let me see if I can conjure up some animals and we can roast them on the pit. I'll keep looking for something. Well, why don't we just go up this stairwell and see what's up here?
I think there's a McDonald's, maybe a Starbucks. It's a pretty rough trail here, Mark. Think you can handle this?
I'm still looking for dinner.
I think I just do need to say, Adventure Caravan, thank you. This was another pre-planned excursion that they did for us. This has been awesome, outstanding.
Well, it's easy enough to do, but yet exciting and challenging enough that I personally probably wouldn't have booked anything like this. Look at where we are.
In other words, this would be an excursion I'd be doing by myself. I am so glad you're here.
Right. Good.
At the end of this trail, there are ancient Anasazi petroglyphs. This is a Native American sacred and protected archaeological site. And again, our guide had a lot of info about it.
2 of these tribes have been long gone. Only 1 is still around. So they probably think this was an...
So they didn't elaborate on this, honey, but I'm pretty educated on this. I was wondering if you'd want me to say a few things about these petroglyphs here. You'll notice all of these that are descending down here.
Lined up, yeah.
And then the ones that go across the bottom. When they were carving those in there with the Dremel tool that they obviously used, that was actually the beginning of the genesis and the idea of the Adventure Caravans company. You know, you've got the leader, which is the wagon master, and you've got the tail gunner in the back, and you'll notice that they began there, but the caravans actually got bigger, and like ours is up to 20. So this is the beginning.
They learned from the petroglyphs.
All right, honey, let's go get educated on some other things around here. They're leaving us behind. Bye. No. I knew I should have paid for my ticket.
Enjoy your
I told you to behave. Look what you've done now.
You know, hey, they're leaving us here. Yeah, they picked the ones that they knew could survive.
Careful.
Careful. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy.
Good job, they let you.
That was tough for me.
Just down the river, you can see we start to go around the horseshoe bend.
And you look down, that's about 1,000 feet there.
Well, we're going to be in a lot of pictures.
There's only a tiny little spot with railing there. You don't have to stay behind the railing, you can spread out. So it's kind of scary. People fall every year from there.
Oh boy.
You do not survive that fall.
Horseshoe bend.
No, you don't. So this is Horseshoe Bend, so it's a unique spot because it's about 270-degree turn in the river. So that's a pretty sharp turn. And this isn't actually that unique in a river. There's a lot of sharp turns in a river. This one's unique because you can look down on it, so you get that really cool bird's eye view of it. And then you get to float through it as well. Good spot. It's about halfway too. So if you guys do this and you want to camp, this is the best spot to camp right here at Horseshoe Bend.
Ah, camping area at Horseshoe Bend.
And like sometimes in the summer on these boats, it can be there'll be so many kayakers that it becomes a little bit of a, trying to maneuver through them as well. So it can get a little hectic.
Oh my God, Mark, I got you. Oh yeah. Are you feeling it, baby?
Oh yeah.
At one point, we got up close to the sheer cliff walls, which are made of a Navajo sandstone, a particularly dense type of sandstone. We got so close, we even got a chance to touch it.
That there's this white strip of rock at the bottom where that desert varnish has been ripped off. And so that's a little bit of a map of how high the water was in 1982 when the dam almost broke. So what happened was they were letting out more water than they ever have.
It's a doubler. Comes halfway down and bounces around the corner.
Sprayed.
Well, I've always wanted to tell people that I've been on the Colorado River rafting. It's as good as it's going to get.
And now it's starting to rain again. So here we're heading back. We're going to unload and hop on our bus, and I guess it's about an hour's drive back to Page. We're back at the Wilderness River Adventure. They have a great map that shows our river route, where we started by the dam and where we got off near Lee's Ferry. Unfortunately, because of the rain, once again our Antelope Canyon tour was canceled. And we're leaving tomorrow, so we missed out our opportunity. We'll be back sometime because this is on my bucket list. So instead, we were taken out to dinner for an evening of socializing, and Mark and I even got a little dancing in. And now, day 25 is another travel day. We're heading to Williams, Arizona. But first, check out another advantage to traveling in a caravan.
So here's an example of one of the things that a good tail gunner will do for you. Carol here is a solo traveler. She's got a little issue with needing some air in her tire, and the tail gunner is going to help her out. So you might ask yourself, how did Myron know that Carol's tires were low? Well, believe it or not, every morning on all 20 rigs, some of these rigs have 2, 4, 6, 8 tires. He goes around and he whacks on them with a golf putter, and he could see that her tire was low. He's kind of been watching it, waiting for an opportunity to fill it, and that's what he did. What are you doing? Taking a little sidewalk here?
I am.
All right, well,
I'm glad you are too.
You can see Myles is all set, ready to go here. We don't want to leave too early because we'll literally get to the campground too early and the wagon master won't be ready. And we know how that works when you get there too early. We'll link a video up in the corner when we got to the famous, what was that place? I don't know. We'll put the name up in the corner there.
We took it out of our
We've blocked it out of our memory. So let's wrap her up, honey, and not get distracted here.
Our trip log indicates where there are fuel stops along the way. And during this drive, we were able to fuel up at a Love's and use our Open Roads diesel fuel discount card. If you're not familiar with it, check out our website at ourjourneyinmiles.com. Miles is spelled with a Y. Then under Resource, you can read all about the diesel discount card. If you like, we can even send you our spreadsheet to see what kind of savings we've had over the years. You can also check out our latest video on the diesel discount card. We'd appreciate your support by using Our Journey in Miles as your reference. This is always a little nerve-wracking, but this is how it played out for us at this Love's. Love's gives you a 25-cent discount off each gallon, but our preferred fuel stop is at TA, where we found that we tend to get the best discount. It does vary from TA to TA, so if there's a TA near our travels, that's usually our choice. You can see from our fuel up at TA after this Love's, we saved 80 cents per gallon off the pump price, which came to $4.36 per gallon rather than the $5.16 with the pump price. And off we go to our next RV park.
So here's our poor wagon master after how many hours waiting to direct people in.
Hey, I got 3 more to go.
Wow, we love being able to drive in. You hand us our paperwork and we're right where we need to go. And now we're going to go walk around and discover the pool, right, Eddie?
Wherever it is. And actually, we did check out the pool, but we spent most of our time by the train station. The machine. Are you impressed?
Well, I would love to see the drawings of this thing. Like somebody knows when you turn this what it means, or what when you flip that, you know?
Don't do it.
What were you doing in 1889? This guy working on this, he's working on his CAD terminal, and he's coming up with a locomotive. Well, maybe it was a drafting board, but in 1889, I was a glimmer in my great-great-great-great-grandmother's eye.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in your past life, you were the guy.
Oh my God, that would be something.
This evening, we had another social time, which is always fun. And I want to thank you for joining us on our journey and our first experience on a caravan. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing, ring the notification bell, and please leave a comment too. We love hearing from you. Also, join us next week as we finish up our series with our experience with Adventure Caravans Guided Tour. We take a train to the southern rim at the Grand Canyon. We also have a guided tour into Sedona and Jerome and a whole lot more. But then to end this whole caravan, we took another railroad excursion, and this time it was luxurious. We were in a lounge car, we were in Verde Canyon. It was absolutely wonderful, relaxing, and beautiful. Great way to end this 31-day caravan. So, hope to see you next week.
Sue, I got an idea to get a good shot here. I'll just get up on this.
Marco!
I'll just-
Marco!
Can't you read? Come on,
Well,
hon.
This says don't sit. I was gonna stand on it, but all
Stay
right.
off.
All right, I won't.
It does say sit.
Yeah.